Our second day's march was infinitely worse than the first, for it lay along a series of abruptly shaped hills with deep ravines between them. Each ravine had its swamp, and each swamp had its river. This bit of country must be absolutely impassable for any human being, black or white, except during the dry season. There were representatives of the three chief forms of the West African bog. The large, deep swamps were best to deal with because they make a break in the forest, and the sun can come down on their surface and bake a crust over which you can go if you go quickly. From experience in Devonian bogs, I knew pace was our best chance, and I fancy I earned one of my nicknames among the Fan on these. The Fans went across all right with a rapid striding glide, but the other men erred from excess of caution, and whilst hesitating as to where was the next safe place to plant their feet, the place that they were standing on went in with a glug. Moreover, they would keep together, which was more than the crust would stand. The portly pagan and the passenger gave us a fine job in one bog by sinking in close together. Some of us slashed off boughs of trees and tore off handfuls of hard canna leaves, while others threw them round the sinking victims to form a sort of raft, and then with the aid of bush rope, of course, they were hauled out. The worst of swamp, and the most frequent hereabouts, is the deep, narrow one, that has no crust on, because it is too much shaded by the forest. The slopes of the ravines too, are usually covered with an undergrowth of shenja, beautiful beyond description, but right bad to go through. I soon learnt to dread seeing the man in front going downhill, or to find myself doing so, for it meant that within the next half hour we should be battling through a patch of shenja. I believe there are a few effects that can compete with the beauty of them, with the golden sunlight coming down through the upper forest branches onto their exquisitely shaped hard, dark green leaves, making them look as if they were sprinkled with golden sequins. Their long green stalks, which support the leaves and bear the little bunches of crimson berries, take every graceful curve imaginable, and the whole affair is free from insects. And when you have said this, you have said all there is to say in favor of shenja, for those long green stalks of theirs are as tough as twisted wire, and the graceful curves go to making of a net which rises round you shoulder high, and the hard green leaves, when lying on the ground, are fearfully slippery. It is not nice going down through them, particularly when nature is so arranged that the edge of the bank you are descending is a rock wall 10 or 12 feet high with a swamp of unknown depths at its foot. This arrangement was very much frequent on the second and third days' marches, and into those swamps the shenja seemed to want to send you head first and to get you suffocated. It is still less pleasant, however, going up the other side of the ravine when you have got through your swamp. You have to fight your way upwards among rough rocks through this hard, tough network of stems, and it took it out of all of us, except the Fans.